Alright guys, so from here on out, every Tuesday you're going to get the Walking Dead reviews, and today's Tuesday, so that means it's Walking Dead review time. This episode is called Cherokee Rose, I think. Cherokee Rose. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the word Cherokee right, but oh well. And this episode, Season 2, Episode 4, came out on November 6, 2011. The episode starts out when Rick and I think Lori, well, no, they're playing at like a memorial to what's his face? I forget his name. Hold on, let me see if I can find his name. Otis. They do a memorial for Otis. And Rick and Shane talks about how Otis gave his life. He wanted him to talk about how he died, like in a lying way. He lies about how his real death happened. He said that he gave him the bag and told him to take off and hold off the zombies, which didn't really happen, but yeah. And then the gang, all the other members, Dale, Andrea, I think that's her name, Carol, and I think Dale, all arrived at the scene. They all arrived at the farm, and Carlos doing fine after his bullets, but he still, I guess, needs to recover. They tell him what happened, how Carlos was okay, and Shane saved the day. And then they're all going to go back out and look for Sophia again. Rick can't go because he's lost so much blood that, he'll probably pass out, but I don't really understand why he couldn't, because he was walking fine all day, but I don't know. I guess maybe they didn't want him. I guess maybe like if he ran fast or anything, it would make him pass out. And then Shane can't go because his legs hurt, but I guess he didn't listen, because later on in the episode he's walking around with Andrea, whatever the fuck her name is, and Carol. And they can't bring any guns because it's like, I guess Herschel doesn't want him to bring any guns, doesn't want them to bring any guns, so they can't bring any guns. It's kind of too bad. And then they're going to set up camp, and they set up camp close to the house because they don't want him to set it too far from the barn, just to kind of keep close. Shane comes up to ask, Shane and Lori pass each other, and Shane asks if Lori meant for him to ask him to stay, and Lori said that she meant it. They have to give up the guns, and obviously Andrea is pissed about that, so Shane's like, you have to respect the rules, so she takes the gun apart, and then Rick and Herschel have a talk, like, after you find the girl and after Carl's okay, you guys have to move on, leave, and Rick says that he understands. But Dale is the only one that really goes out looking. I'm just going to talk about his look. He searches I guess, like in this abandoned house, and he doesn't find her. And later on, he goes up to Carol, and he brings out the Cherokee Rose and talks about how when the Americans were forcing the Indians to leave, they lost all the young ones due to diseases, starvation, pretty much everything. And other stuff, so they would play, and some of them would just end up disappearing, so he figures that he just give her this rose, and Carol even cleaned the place up for Sophia, and earlier on she wrote, she spray painted on a car, telling her that, like, wait, if you come, we'll be right there, we'll visit every day or something. And then when Shane is walking with Andrea and Carol, See, he's teaching how to use the gun. You have to like know, you have to like use instincts, know who's gonna kill you, because it's hard to shoot at an object that's gonna kill you. You have to make the decisions. You have to know you're fighting for your friends and everything. And Audrey is like, I guess you don't really have that power down. And Shane's like, nope. He still looks badass, by the way, with his bald head. And then trying to think of, and then Glenn is gonna go into town and get supplies, the medicine needed. Well, before that, actually, T-Dog and Dale are refilling up the water, and we see from the well, and we see like a hole in the well, and we see that there's a zombie stuck in the well. So I guess if they drink the water, they'll become zombies or worse. So they have to get him out, and they try to use, like, I guess, meat to get him out, but it doesn't work, so they need live plates. So they send Glenn down there. They all are going to use a rope to pull him up. I don't know why they did this. It was insanity. Then they tied, I think, to like the level of the well, it looks like. And then the level of the well ends up breaking, so they have to pull him out. And I actually thought Glenn was going to get bit. I actually thought he was going to, but he didn't. He got out 100%. He was all scared, though, like I would be too. And then he ended up tying up the zombie, so all the gang pull him out, and then they can't really get him out fully. He ends up breaking in half, and then T-Dog smashes him with like an axe or something. I didn't really see what the weapon was. So that's that. Sucks for him. And then trying to think of what else. Well, I'm just trying to like remember everything. I don't really go in any particular order. So yeah, Glenn's going into town, and there's a separate thing that Lori wants him to get, and she doesn't want him to speak of it, so you can probably see where this is going. And then, if you haven't seen the episode though, but if you've seen it, then you definitely see where this is going. So, Glenn and the girl from the farm, I don't remember her name. I don't even think it said her name in this episode. Go to the market, and Glenn's grabbing the supplies for Lori, but I guess the chick from the farm sees that he grabs condoms, and she asks if like you want to have sex or something, and she's like, I'll have sex with you. It's kind of like an awkward moment at first. It's like, are you sure? And then they start taking off their shirts, and then she's like, I get a little lonely too. So they ended up having sex. We didn't actually see it though. And then Rick and Herschel are trying to find the girl, but Herschel tells Rick to take a close look at the like the land outside, the great landscape, and then Rick's like, what's the big deal? Well, like, what comes to mind? And he tells him, and he asks if he believes in God. He says the last time he asked God for a favor, Carl got shot. So we like to keep we keep separate ways. We don't get in each other's way. And Herschel gives him a bunch of reasons why to believe in God, like how he ended up coming back after a oh man, I just like thought it smells terrible right now. And but anyhow, Rick tells him that it was all just a coincidence how Carl ended up surviving, how he ended up surviving, how he ended up finding his family. And then Rick even tells him later on in the episode that you should let us stay because it's really terrible out there. And if you believe in everything, you would know. And he says he's not doing this for him. He's doing this for Carl because he doesn't want to fail being a father. Because he said he already lied to Carl. And that is true, because when Carl asked how Sophia was, he said she's fine. And then Herschel says that his dad was just a drug, and he was always a loveless drug, and he always beat him all the time. And then Herschel left when he was 15, and he never came back. He wasn't even there when his father died. He didn't go to his funeral, and he doesn't regret it. He says that that some people don't deserve the love of their sons, and then Percival asks if he'll respect his rules, and he says he will. And Percival says he's not going to make any promises, but he will consider it. So then they shake hands, and then Glenn and the girl from the farm come back, and she even said, like, when they had sex, that was just a one-time thing, which I think they're probably gonna end up liking each other more and more and more. And then Glenn gives Lori the supplies that she needs. And then Rick comes in to see Carl. He sits with them, and he's about to tell her that Sophia really is still gone. But Rick says that he knows, and he apologizes for lying to him. He just wanted to not have him worry or something. He even says that he believes he'll find her, and Carl talks about how they're twins now because they both been shot. So he talks about how he gets to wear the sheriff's hat now, and he says that you should let me borrow it occasion to occasion. It's a nice father-son moment. And then Rick takes off his badges and his stuff, and Lori says, I don't know if he's giving it up, but he's like, he's just going to take it off for the day. And then Lori goes off in the woods, and with the supplies that Glenn gave her, and it was like a pregnancy thing to see if she was pregnant. You know, the girls piss on it, they find out if they're pregnant, and she is. She ends up being pregnant, so she's all upset that she is pregnant because of the father, because we know that Shane's going to end up being the father, because in the second episode, if you don't remember, they did end up having sex in the woods, and I did say that there was no condom, so you better not hope, but yep, so now they're pretty much screwed, because now Rick, it's probably going to happen soon, is going to find out that Shane ended up pretty much, well, I guess, had slept with his wife, so Rick's going to be pissed, and he's going to find out all the bad stuff that he's done, and yeah, so maybe the friendship of Rick and Shane is going to be over as we know it. I actually am looking forward to watching more of this show now. This episode was good. It wasn't as good as my favorite episode, but it was good. I liked it. It got me wanted to watch the next one. But that's pretty much it, guys. I'll be back next week to do another Walking Dead review. You can check out the others in the playlist, and I'll be back next week. So let's see what happens with Shane. If he's dead, I kind of hope he dies, because he's not my favorite character right now.